Good to see you again, so to speak. Thanks for joining us. Hey, I want to share some things I picked up from Paul David Tripp and some things from the Gospel according to Mark. Jesus has just fed the 5,000 in Mark chapter 6, and they collected all this food afterwards. A total of 5,000 men and their families were fed. And then Jesus has a little assignment for the disciples. Immediately after this, verse 45, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and head across the lake to Bethsaida. Okay, makes sense. See, Jesus was kind of having a rough day because he'd just heard that John the Baptist had been executed, and that was a bad deal. And I think that Jesus, he says in verse 31, let's go off by ourselves to a quiet place and rest a while. I love that verse, but he said this because so many people were coming and going. His apostles didn't even have time to eat. So they tried to get to a quiet place, but then it didn't happen. So Jesus, I just love the fact that he wanted to be alone, but he dealt with the people, he fed the people, he had compassion on the people. Jesus is the source of compassion. I am not. But I'm connected to Jesus, and as I abide in Jesus, then I too have compassion. But I don't create it by myself. So Jesus wanted to go off to a remote place. Interruption, feed 5,000 men and their families. And then he sends the disciples away while he said goodbye to the people. And verse 46, after telling everyone goodbye, he went up to the hills by himself to pray. Okay, so he finally got this time alone. He's grieving John the Baptist. He wants to talk to his Father. He sends the disciples ahead. But then, when the disciples are out there, and Tripp figures that they're out there for about 8 hours, and a storm comes along, okay? Jesus sent them into the storm. There's no two ways about it. Now, maybe Jesus didn't know, but I'm thinking Jesus did know. Do you ever feel like God sends you into a storm? At my age, I can look back and I can realize, oh, I wanted to go to a Bible college. That would have been cool and fun when I was 19 years old and not as challenging and 18 years old. And instead, God sent me to a place that didn't believe any of that stuff. And you know what? That was a storm, but it caused me to grow and it strengthened my faith. I had the chance this past week to see young George Washington. And I thought it was a really good movie, and I don't know that much. I want to study more about his life. I've been online trying to get some details. But he went through a lot of adversity. He lost his father when he was a young man. There's a lot of things that didn't go the way that he wanted them to. But here's the thing. God, a lot of times, allows us to go into the storm. It's not like he's caught off guard. So Jesus is praying. He sees that the disciples are making headway very poorly. I mean, if he just wanted to relieve the difficulty, he could have just stopped what was going on. He just snapped his fingers, storm's over. But instead, he takes a walk to enter into the difficulty that they're in. Jesus wants to enter the storm that you're going through, and he's interested in the men that are in the middle of the difficulty. He's interested in you. And he wants to change how you view him and how you view your circumstances. And so he says to the disciples, "It is I, do not be afraid. I'm with you." So why did Jesus send his disciples into the storm? So he could meet with them. Again, he could have changed it from a distance, but instead he allows them, the same way you're in a storm right now, or you're going to be in one, but he wants to enter the storm with you and help you to realize you don't have to be afraid of the storm. The other night, Heidi and I were playing a little 313. Our grandson Nico came out because there's some loud thunder. And the look on his face was terror. And Heidi and I we're tossing cards. And why? Because we've been through storms before. And we didn't hear alarms, and it was just some loud thunder. And you know what? Someday he's going to understand that it's going to be okay. But it's going to take a little learning, and that's what we're all doing in life right now. May you understand, Jesus is going to go through the storm with you. He doesn't want to just stop it. He wants to strengthen you and give you the grace you need. Have a great day.